Season of Mastery is starting to look like the version of Classic we should have got. Blizzard are starting to implement fixes that plagued the 2019 re-release of the game. I've always said that most people just want to play the best version of World of Warcraft, and it looks like that's what they're trying to build. Whoever's in charge of this project feels aligned with the community's vision, and while it probably isn't going to be for everyone, the changes are starting to reflect a version of Classic WoW that I'd want to replay again. If you haven't been keeping up with the Season of Mastery news, I'm going to speedrun all the changes for you. Firstly, you got 40% increased experience from quests. There's no world buffs inside raids. The debuff limit is gone, and everyone can throw up dots. It's going to be awesome. Mage boosting is gone. Reduced experience when you're grouped with a high-level character. Mobs in Mara and Stratholme will gain an immunity to slows after 30 seconds, snurs after another 30 seconds, and then they'll gain 50% in movement speed 30 seconds after that. I've never been a big fan of mage boosting. I think the game is better when people are running dungeons normally, they're getting out there, they're making friends. You guys know that, all that good stuff. The ZF Graveyard trash loot's been removed, but they haven't just got rid of it, they've actually moved it to the other mobs in the dungeon. So a normal group doing a ZF run is still going to see the same amount of loot, which is super good. Just today, I think it is, we've seen the changes to the PvP ranking system, which is going to be 40% faster. At the same time, they added back a bunch of NPCs and guards that were removed from Altok Valley, so that should remove the whole like rush meta, the 5-minute game kind of vibe. The hardcore community's seen a small amount of support, so they've added NPCs into Ironforge and Undercity, and you can check if you've ever had a death. It doesn't cover everything that's in the hardcore rules with AH and trading, but it's still a really good nod to the hardcore community and a way for them to display that they're a hardcore character. At the same time, there's been some data mining as well from, looks like finishing MC, this is crazy, BWL, AQ40, and possibly even Nax as a hardcore character, so that's the one death character. So the hardcore community is more of a community run event rather than a Blizzard run thing. So it's not a hardcore server as of now, but you never know what could happen in the future. And we've seen changes to raids. So MC and Oni have had the removed mechanics. There was quite a few mechanics that were removed from MC. They've been added back in. Oni's fireballs now daze you, and we've got double health on every mob. So I actually raid tested that. I was making a video on the raid testing, and it was pretty lackluster, to be honest. That was the general consensus for most people in the community, was you can't just add health and expect the fights to be hard. Now, Blizzard actually heard that loud and clear, and they are releasing another raid test tomorrow for me, so in about 12 hours after you guys see this, and they are planning on retuning MC for Season of Mastery. And that's taken me from being on the fence about Season of Mastery to being really excited. I know a lot of people want a Classic Plus, and you know, I'm not interested in Season of Mastery because it's not Classic Plus, but I think we've got to support Blizzard when they make all good changes, and I'll cover another change in a second that is also a fantastic solution to a problem. They're dabbling their fingers in, you know, they're having a try, doubling their toes in, whatever the saying is, and they're going to have a crack at giving us some, even though it's the same bosses, some new abilities, some different abilities, and we'll see how it plays out tomorrow in raid testing. I am going to be streaming it, so if you haven't followed me on Twitch, consider that. Links in the description below. And I am super curious to see how MC plays out with these new mechanics. I might host a raid, or I might just jump in one. We'll see what happens there. So the other change I want to talk about is a thing to rogue pickpocketing in Blackrock depths. And most of you that's, you know, you've been on the classic WoW Reddit, you've probably seen all of the rogue bots just chilling in BRD. So now when you pick 10 pockets, they remove all the items from their pockets, so you only get pocket lint, which sells for 1 copper, and that completely deters the bots, at least from pickpocketing in that zone. And if you are a rogue, you know, you're in a group and you're doing a BRD run, you can pick a couple pockets on the way through, and you still get a little bit of gold, whatever it is. So I think adding it in as the thief debuff and making it fit into the RP of the game is something that I'm really for. And I would much rather them implement a system like that than gamify it and just, you know, they stop dropping loot after 10 mobs, but you don't know why and you don't know when it's happened. I think putting these little RP changes in both fit the feeling of Classic really well and fix issues with the botting. People have said the bots might move elsewhere or do something else, so I don't think changing the like one change is going to completely destroy botting, but it is a really good start to see Blizzard interacting with the community, taking their suggestions, implementing them stuff. You know, they could have just said, nah, MC, that's how it's going to be, Season of Mastery. But instead they turned around and they said, yeah, we agree with you. Like, this isn't super fun, engaging, or difficult content. And the post that they put out, they said, we don't want it to be as hard as like retail raids, with it being weeks or months of progression, but we still want a good challenge. And I think that is the perfect level for Season of Mastery. I think if the fights are too hard, you know, you just go play retail because the combat is more engaging. I think making them a little bit more difficult, similar to TBC level, I think would be a perfect point. And I would 100%, if this goes well, play the Classic alongside TBC. And the general consensus from the community, a lot of people are more interested now because they're making actual changes to bosses. MC isn't a particularly interesting raid already. A lot of people have ran it from day one to the last day of Classic for their bindings for their tank. So I think it's the most important raid to change the most. World buffs already are going to increase no world buffs, sorry, are going to increase the difficulty of other raids. And this is all good news. So guys, if you're for Season of Mastery or you're not, it's all good. If you just want to follow along the news and see how things are going, I'm going to be reporting on everything that I find. I'm super excited, getting more excited by the day as well with Blizzard, more impressed by Blizzard. And we know they've been through some rough patches and stuff. They've still got, you know, plenty of work to do. But I feel like whoever's leading this project right now, they are passionate and excited about Classic WoW. They want it to be a success. They want to give the players a good experience. So until I get to play it myself, I'm not going to, you know, sing their praises too loud, but this is all, the writing on the wall right now is good and I'm excited. So thought I'd touch on that really quickly. And the end, little announcement, going to be streaming the raid tomorrow morning. I got to rise and shine at 7 AM here in Australia. So hopefully see some of you on Twitch tomorrow. I think it's 2 PM for the US. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments if you're playing SOM, and I'll catch you in the next one.